Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are gonna try out a brew. I kind of wanted to try out a Ledger Shredder deck in standard best of one. So Ledger Shredder, whenever you cast a second spell, you get to connive. Really powerful in Eternal formats. We're seeing it go all the way back to like Legacy and stuff. Fueling like Phoenix style decks that care about your graveyard, Prowess style decks, and like Explorer in Modern as well. And this is first draft, haven't played games with it yet, so we're going to just kind of play some games, see what we want to tweak, if it's reasonable after a couple games, maybe take it to an event or the Mythic ladder, but I like to kind of throw some cards up the board, see what works, what doesn't, but kind of the theme was have Ledger Shredder with stuff that we don't care about going into our graveyard, so stuff like Malavin Hermit we can get back, Tenacious Underdog comes back from the graveyard, we can use Agadeems to get stuff back. And then it's just kind of like a tempo aggro style deck. So you have like Eye Twitch, Shambling Ghast with Deadly Dispute package for card advantage, Kaito Suzuki also for card advantage. So just, you know, evasive creatures get you some value that way there. And then like tempo, so bounce their spells, kill their things, really cheap stuff that we want to play 2 per turn. Infernal Grasp is removal, some Hagar Maulings, Agadeems, Jawari, just keeping my land count. So I only have 18 real lands. And then I have 3 fake lands kind of scattered in. So 21 lands, but keeping it low curve, you really just want to kind of tempo your opponent. We have the lesson board as well, so sciences, some teachings for card advantage, kind of our pseudo Treasure Cruise style effect. I love Treasure Cruise with this style of deck, especially with all the throwing stuff in your graveyard, Necrotic Fumes, Pest Summonings, Mascot, and a Containment Breach if we need it. There's ways to make treasure tokens in this deck, so we cast it that way there. 1 Hall of Storm Giants, 2 Hives, Otawaro, and Takanuma as some utility lines as well. So we'll give this a shot. Don't know how good, how bad. Let's see if we can get kill 15 of our opponent's creatures. Preferred the other one, but let's see how this plays out. Like I said, usually I like to play a couple games in unranked, get a feel for it, and then kind of go from there. Haven't had the chance to kind of really play test this one too much, but saw Shredder, haven't played with it as much as I'd like to, so give it a go. The other option I was thinking was a Esper version, and then go with like Esper Charm to get stuff back. You can do Rafine, kind of a low to the ground aggro style. Esper Charm can reanimate stuff. I think here I'm just going to go Shredder against Izzet. They could have 3 damage, but this lets me play 2 spells next turn. Also lets me just start going Kaito. Would have loved if our lands would have allowed us to go 1, 2, 3, but here we are. Grixis Gamer. So we'll do this. So there was a reason to kind of bin this instead, but I think I want to be able to hold this up as a counter spell as well. Palaka Caverns is an interesting inclusion. This might be an Arcane Bombardment deck. So not a bad like board state for turn 3. They don't really have 3 mana sweepers, like in a traditional sense. They can deal 2 damage to each creature, but Shreddy Boy still stands. And that's the important thing. Alright, you checked for some traps. So they can exile Malavin Hermit here. Kaito is definitely the play though. So we're just going to do this, and I think at this point we just hold up Hermit. Hermit being able to tax our opponents, super relevant. Just mana leak on a stick. Play out Eye Twitch next turn. I think that's fine. Fading Hope's not really going to do much for us at this point. I'm gonna counter this because I'm gonna be tapping out for Kaito next turn. And this stops potentially them hitting a line drop, helping them dig for an answer. So I think here we're just going to take advantage of the card draw.
Get out. Thanks.
So even if they sweep here, I have this that I can flash back from the graveyard. I can have this that I blitz from the hand. Yeah. Okay, that worked out pretty sweet. So the one thing was just... we did get discarded a lot, which is not really how the format kind of goes. Comments in the chat. Rare or mythic? Rare or mythic? What do we get? What do we get? What? Cloudskin. Ah, we got a mythic wild card. The rarest of items. So I felt pretty solid. Like, it could have been an Arcane Bombardment deck. Hard to tell for sure. That looks sweet. Because even like stuff that we're sacking, like we don't mind sacking these. We don't mind sacking even the Tenacious Underdog. Kaito's really powerful in this kind of deck with just a lot of cheap evasive creatures. Because the big thing with this type of deck is usually you run out of cards, so between Deadly Dispute and Kaito I'm hoping there's enough. I think we do this, and then next turn just be on Hermit, hold up. It's just no point of exposing this turn. This attacks for more, and we want to be able to hold up the mana. I like when I incidentally just have like foils on most of the cards. Alright, opponent, what do you got? You on blue-white boredom control? Show me your secrets! Alright, some sort of blue-white tempo style deck. I think I'm cool if they want to trade with the Usher here. Since they're not a control deck, I'm not always worried for sweepers. This is in this deck, like matchup's just going to be a trade for 2. This is good because I could bounce if they have like Redain or Adeline. Skyclave, they should take Tenacious Underdog. If they do correctly. Ataxes. Let's see if they want to trade anything here. I think this turn we're just going to play this out again. Hold up this if they go for a good 3-drop. Like I could blink the Skyclave, but then they just hit like an Eye Twitch or something. This also gives me an evasive flyer, which I like. I can also reset if they target one of my things. So I'm going to bring this to hand. I think we're going to keep Blood Chief. Because we do always have Hager's Mauling as an option, so start with this. Kill you. Hold you up. Because like if these die, I'm low enough on cards that I can get Wandering to refill. I'd really like a Kaito. I think that would be the best right now. So double Skyclave's a little annoying. So we're gonna let them attack, and then I'll Hager Mauling one of the Skyclaves, trade with the other, and then be left with the 2/2 token. Now if they have the Phase Out card, it works pretty well for them, but still gets an attacker out of the way. I just don't want to just play this for my mana. They're both 2/2s, so I think cleaning up their board works. Getting a counter out of them is fine. I think we're just playing this out at this point. Poke for one, double block on another. We're on iTwitchTron. So we could have done that at sorcery speed to take that one of them off, but this kind of prevents them from building up their board more. Haven't seen too much. Oh. Buffing the squad, Spirit Tribal. I think we just need to stay alive this turn. Going to get Wandering, and does this fly? Yeah, probably just Necrotic Summonings. Yikes. That's not great. Untapped land would have helped. Could have taken this off the board. I was thinking about doing pest summonings to gain some life. This is a match where like us not having Meat Hook isn't great. Meat Hook would be really good on this board. So just a little... Them also hitting 3 Skyclaves in the top. So I block this, I take 7, I'm down to 1. Yeah. Problem here. Not quite enough, because the issue is I only get 1 flyer here. We needed to be able to necrotic that, or just have the blocker up for that turn. Okay. So, some lessons learned. Triple, like hands without the disputes. We might want to go to some number of Meat Hooks, even just as kind of a combo kill. Okay, well, this hand's not any good. This hand's great. Opponent's head explodes. Let me see swapping in maybe 1 to 2 copies of Meat Hook. See how that plays out. Where are you? Shredder time. What would we cut? Let's give that a shot. We'll take that. Alright, Vlad, what you got? So probably Shipwreck first. I actually don't love this hand. We want to be able to like put some pressure on our opponent, and I don't think this hand does it. I think we're going to keep this one, put an eye twitch back, shock on one, then go eye twitch, eye twitch. So that other hand was very reactive, and I think the way, like, we're not going to necessarily win long games. So we want to be able to put some pressure on our opponent. Okay. The dragons are coming. So they can trade Magda here. I'm not going to attack here. Because if they have like Dragonfire or something, which if they're on Dragon Tribal wouldn't be unusual, I want this Magda to die either way. I could tempo them out if they cheat in a dragon. We got Fables, Fabulous. Come on, you want the treasure? Okay, I'm definitely going to Jawari my opponent's Goldspan Dragon. It's going to be great. It's my new goal. Ah, the 5-color dragons with Field of Ruin. I'm going to have to reset Fable. So I'm doing this because if one of these die, I want to be able to get Wandering and get the most amount of cards. I don't love the position we're in. We have put no pressure on them. And their top ends are going to be a lot bigger than ours. Glad we're on Infernal Grasp instead of Power Word Kill. From a tempo perspective, I gotta take Kiki off the battlefield. So I'm hoping to Jawari and Fading Hope here. Let me see Dragon. Sure. Are they... Yeah, they have to be Dragon. This could just be like a... Really? Those both seem really good. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Ooh, okay, so Meat Hook for 2 actually looks pretty solid here. Or I can wait till next turn and then catch everything. Let's do that. I think we're gonna do this. Just take our trades, make a treasure, get Wandering. So create a treasure. Get Wandering. Get Sciences. Notably with the number of lands in hand. So we cast the opponent has more cards in hands than you, draw 2. So a little bit of a fumble there. Should have got something else to trigger. Had we were hoping to not draw a land. Might have been right that turn to meat hook. Mind you, at this point, they got a whole bunch of mana. But they can't really... This is going to be dead for most of the game now. I think we're just waiting till next turn. Because I want to hit this. Or that's definitely a spell. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna have to go necrotic summonings here. Jeez. That was a good last card to have. Hagra's Mauling's pretty good. So if I'm looking here, so I can get another copy of Teachings. Whenever dies, choose and return any number of non-land permanents with to its owner's hand. Mill 6 cards, return 2 instants and sorceries. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the problem is I can't get rid of Kieran here unless I hit a land. So we're still gonna get Teachings, I think, and then I'm gonna Hagra's Mauling and just hope for a land. Gotta get rid of Tiamat here. We're probably still like super dead. They can copy Goldspan here. Okay, Infernal Grasp can buy us a turn, hopefully. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because they target Goldspan, I kill Goldspan in response. You know, I actually need to kill this. I can't let him get that many treasures. So we're going to take a hit here. There's just too much off the old Gnawbone there. Oh, we're just dead to... Actually, so I can do X5 and then have this die and then keep this around. Because I can do -1/1 there. So X5. Oh no, what's your ward? Ah, damn it. I forgot that had ward. And now we're dead. Alright. Shame scoop. Shame scoop. That's not what I think we're dead there regardless, though, because I have to pay one more mana. And, like, we're really far behind at that point. I could have got the one more kill, but it's not really going to do much. We just weren't applying enough pressure needed. And it just makes it a lot more difficult to actually win a game when you're not applying pressure. And that's one of the things I was a little worried about. Because my other consideration was building this more controlling. Okay, so we go first. That first hand we had was actually probably a lot better, just being able to kill all their stuff. Alright, Shreddy boy, let's go. This could be Boros. It's just straight burn. Okay, well, not loving these. You have the answer for shreds. They hit the snarl. Yes, it's Boros burn. So, I'm not going to play Tenacious this turn because I want to be able to hold up Deadly Dispute. We're kind of running out of cards. They're inclined to play something this turn, so I can Infernal Grasp. I'm kind of priced into doing something this turn. They'll play their 4-drop here. Don't love killing this, but kind of want to use my removal here. I think we're just going to just kill this. Source would deal damage, would die. If creature dealt damage this turn by a source you control would die, exile it. So that's notable for these. So it's probably just going to be a block sack. That's fine. Because I can't then profitably block. I like Teachings, but if I draw non-land, it's pretty bad, so we're probably just taking Pest Summonings, especially because we're disputing there. I think we're just killing this. Gets me my underdog back. I'm probably cool to double block on Itchings if so. They might fire up the cave. Oh shit. Oh shit. If that's the case, get rid of this. That was a good last 2 cards to draw into. Nope. Cancel attacks. No attacks. Was not if they've bringing in Angel Fire, that's not something we typically have to play around. So interesting they didn't go with that. They're already in combat, so they lost that stage. This gives me a chance if I could find a removal spell. Even honestly, something like Fading Hope would be pretty solid. Meat Hook. How about a land? Got to cool down here. So that's 7 damage. It's 8. I mean, I'm probably dead to a burn spell anyways, so. Yeah. So. Next card. We would have had him last turn too. So all in all, this deck was pretty mediocre. Could do some cool stuff, but I think just not enough power. I don't think this is a Delver deck. The meat hooks were handy, but I don't think this is ultimately where we want to be long term, but gives you an idea. Some stuff you can do in Standard if you do want to try out Dimir. Let me know if I've missed anything glaring, but I think Esper might be a little bit better. Just having access to Obscura Charm. Like, this will be removal, counterspell, and reanimate, which seems good. You also get Rafine that can help. So some ideas, but want to try this out. Glad I didn't take it to Mythic ladder, but gives you kind of a shell of what you can work with. In any case, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one, and we'll catch you next time.